Welcome back to the YouTube series on the Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. In this second part, we will delve into the remaining 10 sections of the book, starting with Save Money and concluding with Confession. Throughout these chapters, Housel provides readers with valuable insights and advice on financial decision-making, drawing on his own personal experiences and the experiences of others. From the importance of saving money to the seduction of pessimism, these chapters offer a comprehensive and thought-provoking examination of the psychology of money. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to learn more about this fascinating topic. The section Reasonable Greater Than Rational in the Psychology of Money explores the idea that when it comes to making financial decisions, being reasonable is often more effective than being purely rational. The chapter highlights the benefits of taking a reasonable approach to money management and provides practical advice for how to apply this mindset in real-life situations. The main argument of the chapter is that while rational decision-making can be effective in theory, it often falls short in practice because humans are not purely rational creatures. We are influenced by our emotions, biases, and social context, which can cause us to make decisions that are not in our best interest. In contrast, being reasonable involves taking a more holistic approach to decision-making, one that considers both the facts and our personal values, goals, and limitations. One of the benefits of being reasonable is that it can help us avoid making impulsive or short-sighted financial decisions. For example, a purely rational approach might dictate that we should always invest in the stock market because historically, it has provided the highest returns over the long term. However, a reasonable approach would consider our personal risk tolerance, financial goals, and other factors, such as our age and income level. By taking a more nuanced and personalized approach, we can make decisions that are more likely to align with our values and priorities. Another benefit of being reasonable is that it can help us avoid succumbing to financial FOMO, fear of missing out, or chasing after the latest investment trends. By focusing on our own goals and values, we can resist the temptation to make decisions based on what others are doing or what we think we should be doing. This can help us avoid costly mistakes and stay on track with our long-term financial plans. Practical advice for applying a reasonable mindset includes taking time to reflect on our financial goals and values, seeking out diverse perspectives and information when making decisions, and being mindful of our emotions and biases when evaluating financial opportunities. By being reasonable, we can make more effective and satisfying financial decisions that align with our personal priorities and goals. The section titled Surprise in the Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel highlights the role of surprise events in financial decision-making and how they can significantly impact our financial lives. Housel argues that our tendency to overlook or discount the likelihood of unexpected events can cause us to make poor financial decisions. This is because our brains are wired to focus on the short-term and immediate rewards, making it difficult to consider the potential long-term consequences of our actions. One example of this is the 2008 financial crisis. Many people were caught off guard by the severity of the crisis, which resulted in widespread losses of jobs, homes, and savings. Those who had not prepared for such a scenario by building an emergency fund or diversifying their investments suffered the most severe financial consequences. Housel also points out that surprises can have positive outcomes, such as unexpected windfalls or opportunities. However, the same mental biases that make us ignore negative surprises can also lead us to overlook positive ones. For instance, many people who receive an unexpected bonus or inheritance may be tempted to spend it immediately rather than saving or investing it for the future. The benefits of being mindful of surprises when making financial decisions are twofold. Firstly, it can help us to prepare for unexpected events by building up emergency funds, insurance coverage, and diversified investment portfolios. Secondly, it can help us to recognize and take advantage of positive surprises when they arise, such as opportunities for investment or career advancement. In summary, the section Surprise in the Psychology of Money underscores the importance of considering unexpected events when making financial decisions. By being mindful of potential surprises, we can prepare for the worst while also recognizing and taking advantage of positive opportunities. The section titled Room for Error in Morgan Housel's book The Psychology of Money explores the importance of leaving margin for error in our financial decisions and how it can impact our lives. Housel argues that many people tend to underestimate the potential for things to go wrong, both in their personal lives and in their financial endeavors. He notes that unexpected events such as job loss, health problems, and economic downturns can have a major impact on our finances, and that failing to plan for these contingencies can leave us vulnerable to financial ruin. To illustrate this point, Housel provides several examples of people who found themselves in difficult financial situations due to a lack of margin for error. One such example is the story of Charles Goodyear, who spent years trying to perfect the process of vulcanizing rubber, only to go bankrupt multiple times and spend time in debtor's prison before finally succeeding. Another example is the story of Samuel M. Sewell, who built a vast network of electric utilities only to see it all crumble during the Great Depression. Housel also discusses the concept of margin of safety, which was popularized by investor Benjamin Graham. This concept involves leaving a buffer between the current price of an asset and its true value, in order to account for the possibility of error in our analysis or unforeseen events that could impact the asset's value. The benefits of leaving room for error in our financial decisions are clear. By planning for contingencies and leaving a margin of safety, we can protect ourselves against unexpected events and avoid catastrophic financial losses. We can also reduce our stress levels and improve our overall quality of life by avoiding the constant worry and uncertainty that comes with living on the edge. In summary, the Room for Error section of The Psychology of Money emphasizes the importance of leaving margin for error in our financial decisions, both to protect ourselves against unexpected events and to improve our overall well-being. By learning from the mistakes of others and adopting a mindset of caution and prudence, we can increase our chances of financial success and avoid the pitfalls that come with living beyond our means. The section You'll Change in The Psychology of Money explores the idea that our goals, desires, and priorities are constantly evolving throughout our lives. The author argues that understanding and accepting this fact can help us make better financial decisions and avoid common pitfalls. One of the main benefits of recognizing that we will change over time is that it allows us to be more flexible with our financial plans. For example, if we set a strict savings goal for ourselves but later realize that our priorities have shifted, we can adjust our plan accordingly rather than sticking to an outdated strategy. Another benefit of embracing change is that it helps us avoid the trap of comparing ourselves to others. If we recognize that our priorities and goals are unique to us, we are less likely to feel envious of someone else's financial situation or make decisions based on what we think we should be doing. In this section You'll Change, the author provides several examples of how our priorities can shift over time. For instance, he describes how many people start out in their careers seeking wealth and prestige, only to find that they prioritize flexibility and work-life balance as they get older. He also discusses how our spending habits can change as we age, pointing out that what seems important to us in our 20s may not matter as much in our 40s or 50s. Overall, the section You'll Change encourages readers to embrace the idea that our financial goals and priorities will evolve over time. By being flexible, avoiding comparisons to others, and staying true to our own values, we can make smarter financial decisions that align with our changing needs and desires. The section Nothing's Free in the book The Psychology of Money is about the concept of hidden costs and trade-offs that come with every financial decision we make. The author argues that everything has a cost, whether it's visible or not, and understanding this concept is essential for making better financial decisions. The benefits of understanding that nothing's free are numerous. Firstly, it helps us avoid making impulsive decisions without considering the long-term costs. For example, buying a cheap car might seem like a good idea at first, but it could end up costing more in the long run due to frequent repairs and maintenance. Secondly, understanding the hidden costs of a decision can help us make better trade-offs. For example, if you are considering taking a high-paying job that requires long hours and a long commute, you need to consider the cost of your time, health, and well-being. Is a higher salary worth the toll it will take on your life? Lastly, understanding that nothing's free can help us be more grateful for the things we have. For example, if we understand the cost of our purchases, we may be less likely to take things for granted and more appreciative of what we have. Overall, the section Nothing's Free teaches us that every decision has a cost, and it's essential to consider these costs before making a decision. By doing so, we can make better financial decisions that align with our values and goals. The section You and Me in the Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel discusses the role of social comparison in personal finance and investing decisions. Specifically, the chapter highlights the fact that many of our financial choices are influenced by how we perceive ourselves in comparison to others. Housel argues that people often compare themselves to others who are doing better financially and feel inadequate, which can lead to impulsive and irrational financial decisions. For example, Someone who sees their friends on social media buying expensive cars and going on lavish vacations may feel pressure to do the same, even if they can't afford it. On the other hand, people can also compare themselves to those who are worse off and feel a false sense of security. For instance, someone who is not saving enough for retirement may feel better about their situation if they compare themselves to someone who is not saving at all. However, Housel notes that it's important to recognize that financial situations are highly individualized and that we should avoid comparing ourselves to others. Instead, we should focus on our own financial goals and work towards them at our own pace. One benefit of recognizing the influence of social comparison on our financial decisions is that it can help us become more mindful and intentional about our money habits. By acknowledging the ways in which we are influenced by others, we can take steps to reduce these effects and make decisions that are more aligned with our personal goals and values. For example, we might try to limit our exposure to social media, or advertisements that promote materialism and unrealistic financial expectations. We might also seek out financial education and resources that can help us develop a better understanding of our own financial situation and how to achieve our goals. Ultimately, the You and Me section reminds us that our financial decisions are shaped by a complex interplay of internal and external factors, and that it's important to be mindful and intentional about the choices we make. By focusing on our own goals and values, rather than comparing ourselves to others, we can build a more secure and fulfilling financial future. The Seduction of Pessimism is a section in the psychology of money that explores the ways in which pessimism can seduce us and lead us astray in our financial decision-making. The chapter argues that pessimism is a natural human tendency, but one that can lead to negative outcomes in our financial lives if we're not careful. One of the main points the author makes in this section is that pessimism can be seductive because it offers us the illusion of control. When we're pessimistic, we feel like we're preparing for the worst and taking steps to protect ourselves. But this can lead us to overestimate the likelihood of negative outcomes and take overly cautious or defensive positions in our financial lives. For example, consider the investor who always assumes the worst-case scenario and avoids taking risks in the stock market. While this approach may feel safe in the short term, it can lead to missed opportunities for growth and ultimately result in a lower long-term return on investment. Another example of the seduction of pessimism can be seen in the way people often react to market downturns. When the stock market experiences a significant drop, many investors panic and sell off their investments, assuming that things will only get worse. However, this knee-jerk reaction can cause them to miss out on the eventual recovery and end up with lower returns than they would have had if they had held on to their investments. The author argues that in order to combat the seduction of pessimism, we need to cultivate a more balanced approach to risk and uncertainty. Rather than always assuming the worst, we need to be willing to take calculated risks and recognize that there will always be a degree of uncertainty in our financial lives. By embracing a more balanced perspective, we can avoid the pitfalls of pessimism and make smarter financial decisions that will benefit us in the long run. Ultimately, the chapter reminds us that while pessimism may feel safe and comforting in the short term, it can lead us astray and prevent us from achieving our financial goals. The section When You Believe Anything from the book The Psychology of Money discusses how humans are susceptible to irrational beliefs and how those beliefs can lead to poor financial decisions. One of the main points in this section is that humans tend to seek out information that confirms their existing beliefs and ignore information that contradicts them. This is known as confirmation bias, and it can lead to a distorted view of reality. For example, if someone believes that a certain stock is a good investment, they may only seek out information that supports that belief and ignore any negative information, even if it is important. Another aspect of irrational beliefs is the tendency to believe in things that are too good to be true. This is known as the greater fool theory, which suggests that someone can make an investment in a questionable asset, believing that they will be able to sell it to someone else at a higher price. An example of this is a housing bubble that occurred in the United States in the mid-2000s. Where people believed that housing prices would continue to rise indefinitely, leading to a speculative frenzy and ultimately a crash. This section also explores the concept of the narrative fallacy, which is the tendency to create stories or narratives to explain events that may not have a clear cause and effect relationship. For example, people may attribute a successful investment to their own skill or intelligence, rather than luck or chance. One of the benefits of understanding these irrational beliefs is that it can help individuals make better financial decisions. By recognizing the ways in which they may be susceptible to cognitive biases, people can take steps to avoid them. For example, they can seek out information that challenges their existing beliefs, or they can avoid investments that seem too good to be true. In conclusion, the section "When You Believe Anything" highlights the ways in which humans can fall prey to irrational beliefs, especially when it comes to financial decisions. By understanding these biases and taking steps to avoid them, individuals can make better choices and improve their financial outcomes. The section altogether now is the 19th chapter of the book The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. In this section, Housel discusses the importance of social support in achieving financial success. Housel argues that many of our financial decisions are heavily influenced by the people around us, including our family, friends, and colleagues. We tend to compare ourselves to those in our social circle and often adopt their spending and saving habits. Therefore, surrounding ourselves with people who have healthy financial habits can have a positive impact on our own finances. The benefits of having a supportive financial community are numerous. Firstly, it can help to keep us accountable and motivated. When we have friends or family members who share our financial goals, we are more likely to stick to them and stay on track. Secondly, it can help to reduce the temptation to overspend. When we are surrounded by people who prioritize saving and investing, we are less likely to feel pressure to keep up with excessive spending or material possessions. Lastly, it can provide us with valuable advice and insights. By discussing financial matters with others, we can gain new perspectives and ideas for managing our money. For example, imagine you have a friend who is a successful investor. You regularly talk to them about your own investments and financial goals. Over time, you may find their advice and guidance help you make better decisions and achieve better results in your own investments. In contrast, if you surround yourself with people who have poor financial habits, you may find yourself adopting these habits as well. For example, if your coworkers are always talking about their latest shopping sprees and lavish vacations, you may feel pressure to do the same, even if it is not within your means. In conclusion, the section altogether now emphasizes the importance of surrounding ourselves with a supportive financial community to achieve financial success. By building a network of people who prioritize saving, investing, and responsible spending, we can stay motivated, accountable, and gain valuable insights and advice. The final section of The Psychology of Money is titled Confessions, and it serves as a summation of the main ideas presented throughout the book. In this section, author Morgan Housel shares his own personal experiences and financial mistakes, providing readers with insight into the real-life consequences of poor financial decision-making. One of the main benefits of this section is its ability to help readers avoid common financial pitfalls by learning from the mistakes of others. Housel's willingness to share his own failures and vulnerabilities allow readers to see that even experts make mistakes, and that it's important to be honest with oneself about one's own financial shortcomings. For example, Housel shares a story about a time when he invested in a startup company that ultimately failed, causing them to lose a significant amount of money. By admitting to this mistake and reflecting on what he could have done differently, he encourages readers to think critically about their own investment decisions and to avoid blindly following the crowd. Another benefit of the Confessions section is that it emphasizes the importance of humility and gratitude in financial decision-making. Housel argues that financial success is often a result of luck, and that it's important to acknowledge and appreciate the factors that contribute to one's financial well-being. This can help readers avoid the trap of overconfidence, which can lead to risky financial decisions and ultimately to financial ruin. Overall, the Confessions section serves as a powerful reminder that financial success is not solely a result of intelligence or hard work, but also of luck, timing, and a willingness to learn from one's mistakes. By reflecting on his own experiences and sharing his insights with readers, Housel provides a valuable resource for anyone seeking to improve their financial decision-making and achieve long-term financial stability. And that's a wrap on our YouTube series on The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Over the past 2 videos, we've explored all 20 sections of the book, from No One's Crazy to Confessions. Through engaging anecdotes and practical advice, Housel has provided us with a deeper understanding of how our behavior and emotions can impact our financial decision-making. Whether you're just starting your financial journey or are looking to improve your current habits, this book has something to offer. So, thank you for joining us on this journey, and we hope that you've gained some valuable insights from our discussion. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more great content on personal finance and investing.